So today you are joining me in my design studio, aka my bedroom. So this is where I work on my designs and my commission designs and just get all my drawing done. It's also where I make my little posterity booklets and do all my admin and everything. So I basically live in a little bit of an Austen land, and I've got my little bonnet there at the back that just inspires my creative flow. So up until now, you've been seeing a lot of my making process, you've been seeing a lot of my more creative designs, my larger pieces, more statement collections, quite interesting projects and so on. And today I actually wanted to share with you something that is maybe a little bit more understated and still an exciting project. Because I think a lot of people are now thinking that I only make really extravagant pieces and only make really kind of crazy designs, but actually my day-to-day life is actually making much smaller items and much more maybe traditional designs for everyday commissions. So the design I'm working on just now is actually for a very simple ring. So she wanted this ring to be very simple and plain and everyday wear, and it was to incorporate this lovely green blue stone. It's an absolutely lovely cut, and it's actually got quite a nice facet at the bottom because it's actually slightly rounded, and I actually think it's really beautiful. And she wants this to be basically the focus of the design because it comes from an old ring that actually means a lot. It was bequeathed, and she wants to wear it and honor the actual stone itself, but the setting that it came in, apart from the fact that it's a little bit old now and it's kind of got breakages and it's obviously not holding the stone anymore, but also it's not suited to her lifestyle. She's actually a very hands-on and practical person, so actually having a protruding setting like this with claws that can get stuck in things doesn't really suit her lifestyle, and it would get dirty very quickly, and she wants to wear the stone and she wants to wear the piece itself and honor it, as it were, but she just can't in her lifestyle. So the idea is to take the stone and design a new ring to hold it, basically. So the ring is going to be in gold. We're thinking either 18 karat or 22 karat, and it's going to be just very simple, and it's going to be in a flush setting. So that basically means that it won't have any claws that can get caught in anything, and it'll either still be protruding slightly from the ring but still encased completely in the metal, or it will be actually as part of the ring, so it's just hidden inside the band and you just see the top. So these are the designs that I have been working on, and these are my just quick initial mock-ups of just getting an idea of what the top of the ring could look like. So I've gone for a more linear structure, I've tried an iris structure. I thought a wave might be nice because this woman has spent a lot of her life at sea on boats, so I thought that might actually be quite reminiscent of her lifestyle. I've tried a more artistic peak, and I've tried something that's intertwining, so it's almost like holding it like two hands would cup the actual stone, and I've tried something a bit more geometric and a double band that would hold the stone in place. I also tried a little bit more out there ones which are less practical, but I thought I would give them as an option, which actually have like a parallel line that runs through it, so it almost looks like an H if you can see it from the side. And then I had some others which I've expanded on. As you can see, it's similar designs to these ones at the side, but just tried out in a different way, looking at maybe thicker lines, bigger loops, that sort of thing. So since getting these very quick initial sketches, I actually sent them off to my client and just got her feedback on things, and she's opted basically for a thicker band line and the stone protruding. So I'm going to be working on this design, and taking it in and now giving more of a rendering, a proper rendering of the drawing, so that she can see it from multiple angles. Now, as she was emailing me, I just read out the email and just started sketching out while at the computer, just from her feedback. And I was just looking at basically a side view of what the ring could look like. I even looked at a possible tension setting, but I don't think that will be particularly practical, so I'm going to exclude that. But my main two contenders are these. So it's basically looking at how the stone would sit. Now, this is, as you can see, a very, very rough sketch and just ideas for me to understand how I could set it and what setting technique to use for a stone of this kind. So this is the kind of idea that I'm working on just now. So today I'm going to be doing the actual rendering of this design, and I'm going to finalize on this, do a proper rendering of it so that I can show my client and she can tell me what she thinks of it, and she can see it from every possible angle. So I just want to talk about the whole idea of rendering and what rendering is and why it's important for a jeweller's practice. So basically, rendering means drawing it up to scale very precisely and having it look like what it's going to look like when it's made. Now, this is very important for the maker because it allows me to understand sizings and ratios and actually seeing if that size of stone will work with the design that I'm actually thinking of in my head, or whether the band is going to be too thick, the stone's going to be too big, whether it's actually going to be practical, how it's actually going to work in practical terms to do it. And it minimizes the amount of possible mistakes that you might come towards. However, it's also very important for the client as well, because it allows you to show the client what you're planning to make them and what it would actually look like. So having a rendered drawing from 3 sides and 3 perspectives is actually very, very important. So let me just get started. So the design that I said that I will be working on is this one here, a thicker band with the stone set. So the stone is a 6mm stone, so I will be starting with that as soon as I can find my pencils. Now, for rendering, I usually like to use mechanical pencils because it does give you a really nice line quality. I would usually use my 0.3 or 0.1, but I'm out of the actual lead in this one. So let me just check if I've got my other one. So I can't use my 0.3mm because I'm actually out of lead on my 0.3. So I'll be using my 0.5 and actually just sharpening the edge at the side to make it really fine. That's a trick that one of the makers at Hamilton and Inches taught me, and she was actually really, really helpful and useful when I was trying to learn new skills and new hand rendering skills. And I just would ask for her advice because I've seen her hand renderings and they're absolutely fantastic. Her name's Anita. I'll leave her details down below because you should really see her work. It's absolutely incredible. But she did give me this tip, so even if I didn't have the finest pencil that I wanted to, I now know how to use that to my advantage. So I have this very handy tool which allows me to just get a basic shape for my stones. So for instance, I know that that is a 6mm stone, so I can just use this 6mm circle to give me a starting point for my actual design. So these are the finished projections for the ring. I've done 3 different variations with different ring shank sizes and slightly different depths in the protrusion of the stone itself, to give her an idea of the variations that she could have if she wants a stone that's a little more protruding, if she wants it slightly more embedded, if she wants a thicker band, if she wants a thinner band, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my progression on this design brief. I am now going to submit these designs that I've showed you and this rendering to my client, and hopefully she's happy with it and we can move on. If not, again, I will come back and work on these designs to come up with the perfect design and the perfect setting that she would like, and then I can start making the piece. If you have any comments about today's video, then please feel free to leave them in the comments box down below. Or if you would like to contact me directly regarding any possible commissions you might like me to do, or if you just want to talk about things and discuss a few things, then please feel free to write to me directly through my social media at Lorna Design or through my website at lornaromanenghi.com, and I'm always happy to hear from you. And lastly, if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the notifications button, which will keep you alerted to any new videos coming out. So thanks again for listening, and I will see you again soon.